Alright guys, welcome. Here we are for the insulin sensitivity. I've been getting a lot of questions, a lot of people messaging me about this topic, and I go deep with everything about this topic. So I just want to make a quick lead magnet presentation, whatever you want to call it, so you can get an understanding what it is and what is implemented and what even is insulin sensitivity and how we can address it. So just a quick presentation that I will deliver to you, and you can save the presentation as a PDF at the end. Okay, so enjoy, and I hope you take some information from this. Okay, firstly, why is your insulin sensitivity low and what can you do about it? Right, so people are like, oh, my insulin sensitivity is low, I'm carrying this, I'm carrying that. Well, why is it low and what can you do about it? So I'm here to explain. So obviously insulin sensitivity affects nearly every aspect of your metabolic health, from your energy levels to your weight gain and a long-term risk of type 2 diabetes. Okay, no one wants to go down that road. So understanding the common reasons your body may be struggling to respond to insulin in the first place, and we can turn things around. We can address the issue. This guide will break down the key causes and gives you practical evidence-based strategies to improve your insulin sensitivity. So firstly, what even is insulin sensitivity? So insulin is a hormone produced by your pancreas that acts like a key. It unlocks your cells so they can absorb glucose from your bloodstream for energy. So insulin sensitivity refers to how effectively your cells respond to that key. So when your insulin sensitivity is high, your cells respond rapidly and your blood sugar stays well regulated. But when insulin sensitivity is low, insulin resistance, as we call it, your pancreas must produce more and more insulin to achieve the same effect, eventually leading to chronically elevated sugar and, over time, type 2 diabetes. So 1 in 3 adults in the UK are estimated to be living with insulin resistance. Many of you lot don't even realise it. That's how high and bad it actually is. Reason 1, okay? Physical inactivity. A sedentary lifestyle is one of the most powerful drivers of poor insulin sensitivity. Muscle tissue in the body's primary site for glucose uptake. The more active your muscles, okay, the more efficiently they absorb sugar. When you move too little, your muscles become less responsive to insulin signals when you get lazy, okay? So, what can we do? Aerobic exercise, brisk walk, cycling, swimming, weight training, yoga for 30 minutes, 3 to 5 days a week. This significantly improves glucose intake in muscle cells. As I said, resistance training. Building muscle mass through weight training increases the number of insulin receptor sites, enhancing sensitivity long term. Break sitting time. Even short 2 to 5 minute walks every hour can meaningfully reduce blood sugar spikes after meals. I always say to my clients, after a meal, if you have time, go for a 5-minute walk. Right? That just saying that, and if they can do that a couple of times a day, I know it doesn't sound much, but trust me, it helps. Number 2, you have a poor diet and ultra processed foods. So diets high in refined carbohydrates, added sugars, and ultra processed foods flood the bloodstream with glucose repetitively throughout the day. So over time, this constant demand overwhelms insulin receptors and leads to resistance. What foods to reduce? Pasta, rice, white bread, sugary drinks, sweets and packed snacks, high fructose corn syrup and seed oils. What to add instead? Whole grains, legumes and vegetables, healthy fats from olive oil, avocado, nuts, peanut butter. High fiber foods that slow glucose absorption. Number 3, excess body fat, especially around the midsection, okay, that overhung belly, right, or the stubborn belly fat right there. So visceral fat, the fat stored deep around your abdominal organs, is metabolically active and releases inflammatory chemicals that directly interfere with insulin signals. Even modest weight loss of 5 to 10% of body weight can produce dramatic improvements in insulin sensitivity. So visceral fat, unlike subconscious fat, visceral fat secretes hormones and inflammatory markers that disrupt how cells respond to insulin. So you have the apple versus a pear shape. You see different people's shapes in their body. So those who carry weight around the middle, apple shape, faces significantly higher metabolic risk than those who carry it on the hips. And we have fat loss strategy. A modest calorie deficit combined with regular exercise is the most effective way to reduce visceral fat and restore sensitivity. Number 4, chronic sleep. So how sleep impacts blood sugar. Even a single night of poor sleep can reduce insulin sensitivity by as much as 25%, according to research. Consistently getting fewer than 7 hours impairs the body's ability to regulate glucose and increase cortisol, a stress hormone that raises blood sugar directly. So sleep hygiene tips to improve your insulin sensitivity. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night. Keep a consistent sleep and wake time. Avoid screens and bright lights the hour before bed. Keep your bedroom cool and dark. Limit alcohol and caffeine in the evening. Number 5, chronic stress and high cortisol. When you're under prolonged stress, your adrenal glands release cortisol, a hormone designed to mobilize energy quickly for a fight or flight response. This raises blood glucose levels in the short term, but when stress is chronic, persistently elevated cortisol directly causes insulin resistance. So, mindful and meditation, even 10 to 15 minutes of daily mindful practice have been shown to meaningfully reduce cortisol levels down and improve metabolic markers over time. Breath work. Slow diaphragmatic breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, counteracting the cortisol response and helping regulate blood sugar. Time in nature. Regular time outdoors, even a 20-minute walk in a park, has been shown to reduce stress hormones and improve overall well-being. This is what I say to my clients, like after you've eaten a meal, just go for a 5-minute walk. It all adds up. Number 6, gut health and the microbiome. Emerging research reveals that the trillions of bacteria living in your gut play a surprisingly significant role in metabolic health. An imbalanced gut microbiome, low in diversity and beneficial bacteria, is strongly associated with insulin resistance and inflammation. Diverse plant-rich diet feeds beneficial gut bacteria, which in turn produce short-chain fatty acids that enhance insulin sensitivity. So gut-friendly actions. Eat a wide variety of vegetables, fruits and legumes. Include fermented foods, kefir, yogurt, sauerkraut, onions. Avoid unnecessary antibiotics. Okay. Consider a quality probiotic supplements. Number 7, alcohol, smoking and environmental toxins. Alcohol. Regular alcohol consumption disrupts liver function, the organ responsibility for regulating blood glucose, and promotes visceral fat storage, both of which worsen insulin resistance. Limit intake to 14 units per week or less. Smoking. Tobacco chemicals directly impair insulin receptor function and increase systematic inflammation. Smokers are significantly more likely to develop a type 2 diabetes. Quitting smokers show measurable improvement in sensitivity within weeks. And environmental toxins. Endocrine disrupting chemicals found in plastics, BPA, pesticides and some food packaging can mimic hormones and interfere with insulin signaling. Choosing organic where possible and reducing plastic use matters. Number 8, certain medical conditions and medications. Some underlying health conditions and medication can directly cause or worsen insulin resistance, even if people who otherwise live healthily. It is important to work with your GP if you suspect a medical cause. Conditions associated with insulin resistance is PCOS, a hormone disorder affecting up to 10% women. Hyperthyroidism, an underactive thyroid, slows metabolism and impairs glucose regulations. Cushing's syndrome, chronically elevated cortisol from various causes. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD, medications that can reduce sensitivity. Long-term corticosteroids, certain antipsychotics, and some blood pressure medications. Your action plan and key steps to restore insulin sensitivity. Okay, so improving insulin sensitivity does not require dramatic overnight change. It's consistent, small improvements, the 1% a day is what I call it, across multiple areas, producing powerful cumulative results. here is where to start. Move more, okay? Get outside, just do a walk, okay? Done. Consistently. Eat better, whole foods, reduce refined carbs. Sleep well, consistently 8 hours a night, 7 to 9 hours a night. Manage stress. Mindful and breath work daily, okay? Monitor progress. You've got to keep yourself accountable. You've got to be consistent, so you've got to monitor this. Track your weight, energy and glucose. Small sustainable changes made consistently over the weeks and months can dramatically improve how your body responds to insulin, reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes, and leave you feeling more energized and balanced every day. Start with one habit, so start with going for a walk a day, and then you build with the momentum, and then you build the momentum, and then you build the momentum, and then you go into another habit. Try then to eat better whole foods, okay, and etc. etc. And let the results motivate you forward. This is what's going to move the needle forward to reducing your insulin sensitivity, okay, to make sure that you're not going to be stuck in this rut, stuck gaining belly fat, being tired, foggy, all of this, okay. So it's very important. So yeah, just a tip, speak to a GP or registered dietitian for personalized guidance, especially if you have an existing condition, okay? If you've got an existing condition, this is something that you need to address with your GP. But if you'd like help optimizing your insulin levels with a personalized plan to your health, fitness and goals, reach out to me. Let's get you in the best shape of your life. Let's fix these underlying issues with the insulin sensitivity. We can go through it much more further in depth. But this is just a quick guide just to show you, so you understand what it is and how to address it. But yeah, if you want more information, if you want to become an elite and be part of my team, please reach out to me and I'd love to help you.